George R.R. Martin's epic fantasy series, A Song of Ice and Fire, has some of the most shocking plot twists that made us go, whoa, didn't see this coming. Well, what else do you expect from a world of power struggles, prophecies, and magical creatures? Yet, the fandom likes to get creative and come up with hidden identities, family ties, and interesting magical events. So, while Game of Thrones is over, theories are endless. Some have merit, but others are outlandish. So, here's a rundown of the most fascinating, albeit weird, GOT theories fans have proposed. 10. Drogon lays dragon eggs in Old Valyria. Okay, we admit this is a far-fetched theory, but it's still fun to think about dragons living on after Game of Thrones. Those who were rooting for Daenerys were surely disappointed as her character descended into madness, leaving blazing fires in its wake. The solution? Jon Snow murders her in cold blood. Her last companion is her dragon, Drogon, who picks up her corpse and flies off. The only thing mentioned is that the last surviving dragon was spotted heading east of King's Landing. So, fans like to think his destination of choice is Old Valyria, the birthplace of the Targaryens and their fiery friends. Wait, the theory doesn't stop there. An ancient Westerosi myth comes into play that says dragons are able to change their sex. So, maybe Drogon isn't the last of his kind and laid eggs for more dragons to hatch in the next 10,000 years or so. Let dragons and your mind fly high. 9. Brienne of Tarth was a Clegane. Brienne proved to be a powerful warrior who could best many fighters in Westeros. With her muscular build and towering height, Brienne was feared and revered. It's nice to think that her origin is from a heroic family, but a theory puts her lineage right into the gene pool of vicious killers. It was Ned Stark who mused in the books about the long-lost sister of Sandor and Gregor Clegane. He revealed that the girl died young under queer circumstances. This absurd theory postulates that Ser Clegane caught on to Gregor's budding anger and violence early on. In order to protect Brienne from being brutalized, he sent her to Lord Tarth. Nature can't be subdued, so she developed the physique of the Cleganes. Moreover, it's believed that Brienne's adoptive father allowed her to pursue knighthood in contrast to the expected highborn path, as she wasn't technically his daughter. 8. Jon Snow is Azor Ahai. Melisandre's great prophecy was about Azor Ahai, the warrior of light. Jon Snow was always positioned as this prince who was promised. Let's look at the facts. Someone with the blood of the dragon is reborn in smoke and salt. Yeah, there's Azor Ahai who was to defeat darkness. That's why Arya killing the Night King on the show sparked outrage. But as far as this theory goes, the books reveal that Jon's wound smoked when he was resurrected, and his comrades cried salty tears all over him. Then, Jon chose the Night's Watch over his ladylove Ygritte, which ties into the original Azor Ahai and Nissa Nissa prophecy. There's a spin on this connection too. An alternative theory suggests that Daenerys was the metaphorical darkness threatening the world, so Jon had to extinguish that fire. In that scenario, Lightbringer, the sword Azor Ahai pulls from Nissa Nissa's chest after he kills her, fits perfectly into Dany's fate. 7. Bran is the OG Bran the Builder. Brandon Stark's three-eyed raven and Iron Throne destiny on the show aside, a theory connects him to Bran the Builder. Yes, the one who founded Winterfell and built the wall to separate the White Walkers and the children from the realms of men. How is this probable? Bran has the ability to see into the past and future, influence events, and warg into people. Since he is aware of the White Walkers wreaking havoc on mankind, maybe he took it upon himself to travel into the past and raise the wall as a barrier. In addition to this, Bran loved his namesake ancestors' stories. Is that an echo of his future? Maybe he was biding his time so that the undead could be tackled the right way. 6. Tywin Lannister knew about the Purple Wedding. The Purple Wedding might have been shocking, but certainly satisfying, as the psychopathic King Joffrey dies painfully, gasping for air. Yes, Lady Olenna Tyrell masterminded the poisoning, but a solid theory goes that Tywin Lannister had prior knowledge of this attack. You see, Tywin was all about control and resorted to ruthless methods to fulfill his ambitions. He knew Joffrey was impulsive, and his younger brother Tommen would be easier to manipulate if he sat on the throne. Practically, Tywin would be pulling the strings over most of the Seven Kingdoms once Joffrey is out of the way. Lastly, this was a way for Tywin to get rid of Tyrion too. He detested his son and was ready to accuse him of treason and see him hang for murdering Joffrey, or at least Tyrion would be sent to the wall. For a brutal lord like Tywin, it's not totally improbable. 5. Mance Rayder was Rhaegar Targaryen in disguise. We did warn you, there are some completely mind-boggling and ridiculous theories here. This one suggests Rhaegar Targaryen actually survived by sending someone else in his armor at the Trident. Yeah, that Falling Rubies showdown, which indicates glamoring. So it's theorized that during Game of Thrones, Rhaegar was masquerading as Mance Rayder. Now, Mance's backstory is a little sketchy, with free folk and Night's Watch history. However, he had sophisticated abilities and musical hobbies like a royal, but this theory is flimsier than a house of cards. 4. Jojen Reed paste consumed by Bran Stark. Really, is cannibalism so unbelievable in Martin's realm? Bear with us as this theory traverses into a creepy zone. It stems from when Jojen Reed leads Bran Stark to the caves of the Children of the Forest, along with Bloodraven. Yeah, Bran unlocks his powers, but at what cost? In the book, he is served a bitter-tasting paste so that he could warg into the weirwood. A sinister speculation is that Jojen had been ground up into the paste to complete Bran's transformation. While it may seem there's no modicum of truth in this theory, the argument lies in Jojen's impending sense of doom as a greenseer, and Bran actually tasting blood in that concoction. Oh well, ancient men weren't above sacrificing humans to the old gods. So, while Game of Thrones avoided this trajectory, this thought casts an ominous shadow on Bran's journey. 3. Roose Bolton is actually undead and immortal. No one likes Roose Bolton, the evil man who orchestrated the Red Wedding that ended the lives of honorable Starks. Well, if being cold-hearted kept you young, that would explain Roose's appearance. But there are more angles to this. A popular assumption goes that the man is an immortal undead. In the books, Roose Bolton is described as incredibly pale, young-looking, and a blood-leeching aficionado. Maybe, just like the undead Cold Hands, he uses leeches to remove the congealed blood from his body. There's another crusty layer to this theory. Roose has a monstrous love for flaying. We know from the Faceless Men that cured skin can be used to take the disguise of another. So this theory posits that old Roose stays all new using this technique. One of old Nan's tales did reveal the forbidden love story between a Bolton man and a White Walker woman. 2. Meera Reed is Jon Snow's twin sister. Jon Snow's origins were always shrouded in mystery until the time we found out that he wasn't Ned Stark's bastard, but a Targaryen prince. As it turns out, he was indeed Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark's love child. Sure, Ned's lie kept him safe, even if it pushed him to brood all the time, but some fans are convinced that Lyanna had twins. And Jon's sister is Meera Reed, the girl who was Bran Stark's travel companion and protector. Think about it. Meera had Stark-like features. Her father Howland Reed was close to Ned and accompanied him when he went to the Tower of Joy. Maybe they discovered 2 infants. Ned raised the boy, while Howland took care of the girl. If this twisted theory is true, there's another dragon rider in Westeros and Iron Throne contender. 1. Tyrion Lannister is a Targaryen, son of the Mad King. This one is quite wacky as far as theories go. We know how Tywin Lannister loathed his son Tyrion. The rage he felt was not unlike his true feelings toward Aerys II Targaryen. Yeah, the Mad King lusted for his wife, Joanna, and made highly inappropriate comments and moves. Was there some betting too? We wouldn't put it past the impulsive Targaryen. So, fans think that it's possible that Tywin's hatred for Tyrion wasn't just about him being a dwarf or the loss of his wife during childbirth. After all, Tywin's dying words to him were, "You are no son of mine." Also, there were references to Tyrion's hair being too blonde and bordering on white, a classic Targaryen trait. His obsession with fire and dragons, and his deep bond with Daenerys might have also indicated this explosive hypothesis about his true heritage. There are more theories that sound cuckoo, such as Tyrion being Daenerys Targaryen's son, Varys being a merman, Bran driving Aerys to burn them all, Madness using his supernatural powers, Ned being alive after warging during his execution, and Dragonglass actually being Dragon Waste, among others. But then again, A Song of Ice and Fire is a world rich in mystery. Let us know which theories you found credible and the ones that seem completely crazy.